Hey guys, this should be a short-ish video on this software that I recently found out about through a buddy. It's called MOBAC, the Mobile Atlas Creator, and it's a Windows free-to-use open source program that allows you to download maps for ATAK. Compared to ATAK, it's way faster, it's way more reliable, and much simpler. So I know I've already saved a good amount of time using it instead of using ATAK or WinTAK to download my maps. So I'm trying to show you how to use this. Hopefully you can save some of your own time as well. To download the software, this is the website you go to, mobac.sourceforge.io. I clearly do not own this, but I found out about it. It's pretty sweet. Click here to download the program. You will end up with a folder that looks like this. And the Mobile Atlas Creator here that I've highlighted is the actual application executable. If you double tap that, the program should open. The first time I tried to open it, it didn't work. I actually needed to download Java 11. That's a known problem. So if you go here on the website, there's a link to download Java 11. If you click on this link, you will download that. Make sure you follow these steps to make it all work. But once you're all good to go, Java is installed, you can come back to this folder here. Again, this is the executable, the actual application. Here you have a folder called Atlases. In MOBAC, when it makes a map, it calls it an atlas, and any of the output files or downloaded maps will end up in this atlases folder. Map sources here. This is a list of the imagery repositories that MOBAC can download from. So if you have an imagery source you want to add, like I added these Google sources to it, you can just copy and paste your sources from ATAK or whatever into this folder, and when you open up MOBAC, they should be in there and you can download from them. So double click this guy here, your application, and you should have this interface here. Starting top left down, we have our map sources. It came with a bunch of map sources, but again, I added these Google ones, so I'm going to use the Google one. After that, we have zoom levels. Effectively, when you make what they call an atlas, it's going to be a bunch of separate layers that are built on top of each other. Ideally, you have one really big layer that's in low fidelity, then one medium layer that's in medium fidelity, and then one small micro that's in super high fidelity of your target area. And they break down this fidelity into zoom levels. I think on ATAK they do meter, 1,000 meter tiles, 500 meter tiles, etc. Just to visualize that, this is what zoom level 1 looks like. It's super big and probably super coarse. Zoom level 5, for example, looks like it's the size of a few states. Zoom level 10 looks like it's about the size of a town. And zoom level 20, I've heard, is the most precise you can get. It's probably 0.1 meters or something. I was told by a buddy that zoom level 21 and 22 is worthless. So stop at 20. Well, I don't know if that's true, but that's what I'm recommending. So in this case, I'm going to build the map of, let's say I need to go to the South PX on Fort Bragg, right? So I'm going to make a new atlas. Go to new. I'm going to make a name for my atlas. So what the map's going to be called. I'm going to call it South PX. And you decide what format you want this to be in. I was told by my buddy, MB Tiles SQLite is the correct answer for ATAK. Okay, now you can see I have an atlas called the South PX. First thing I'm going to do, North Carolina, Fort Bragg's over there. I want to make just a really big layer, just so if I'm flying to North Carolina or something, I can still see where I am in relation to it. So I'm going to do the whole eastern half of the U.S., download it in layer 1 and layer 2, and then I am going to name that specific layer. So I'll call it Eastern U.S., and then just for sanity's sake, this is something I do. I say what zoom level I used. So I'm going to say 1 and 2, and then add selection. Cool, so that will be a layer that's downloaded. Now zooming a little bit, I'll get North Carolina, the greater North Carolina area. That one, I already did 1 and 2, so now I'm going to do 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to add that as a layer. Cool. Zoom in North Carolina a little bit. we'll start to focus on the center part of North Carolina. And I'll do that in 3, 4, 5's already been done. I'll do 6, 7, 8. Call it Central North Carolina 6 through 8. Cool. Getting closer to Fayetteville. I'll get the county area. I'll do 9, 10, and 11. Call that Greater Fayetteville. 9 through 11. Add that. Cool. Focus in on what is now known as Fort Liberty. Turn this off. Okay. I will do 12, 13, 14. Cool. Zooming a little bit, so we start to see the South Commissary. I'll get that area. And I'll do 15, 16, 17. Through 17, cool. And then for the last strike, like really high fidelity stuff, I'll do that in 18, 19, 20, and stop at 20. Cool. So I've added all these layers into this atlas known as South PX, and I go down here to create atlas, and you'll get this guy. And this is just the downloading and compiling and processing of that map into an MV tiles. It's going to take a while, depends on how much stuff's in there, you know. But if you go to your atlases folder, you should see that it is currently producing a file called southpx.mv tiles. Obviously it's not done, but when it is done, I can take this file, copy it, and import it into ATAK or WinTAK and have fairly high fidelity imagery that it just reliably works. So it's good stuff. Appreciate it, guys. Take it easy.